What's going on, everybody? We are continuing through our budget deck playthrough. Today I figured at some point we do need to actually make a budget aggro deck. And there is an argument to maybe go tyranny over anarchy, or tyranny over might, so that you can basically just make an inmates deck. You know, you slap in your Prometheus, you slap in your Black Mask, you slap in Hugo, things like that. And you just make kind of like an inmates all-in type deck. I didn't feel like doing that. I think might is kind of interesting, and I haven't featured Wonder Woman as one of the budget leaders yet, so I decided to go ahead and make a Wonder Woman and Harley aggro deck. Again, if you want to make kind of the quote-unquote best version of this, you probably should go Anarchy Tyranny and go for like a full inmates thing. But I just wanted to try and go for something different and try and highlight at least every single one of the free leaders at least once. So that's what we're doing. First things first, we are packing almost all of the free cards we can. The only one we're not running is, I guess we technically could run Lasso of Truth as well, but we're not running Thanagarian Mace either. We're running Jimmy, we're running Kite Man, or we're running Murderous Mugger. Just want to get some bodies on the board. Our bronzes, Amygdala, good stats for the cost. If you empty your hand, which you want to do with Harley, he becomes a 6/4. The Minotaur, just great stats. Robot can protect your other cards, and if you buff him, he gets really good. Super Strength, same thing, buffs are solid. Steve can activate your leaders more often. Partners in Crime help us go wide, and it's 2/3/1s for a bronze. Mr. Freeze is slightly slower, but it is some face reach, which is good. Crypto, probably one of the weaker choices in this deck, but I wanted to be able to give shield to some important cards. Flex is probably also an odd inclusion, but I think it's good with, you know, Super Strength. It's good with Wonder Woman. Although maybe you don't want to be generating bronze actions with Harley, so let's cut him now that I'm saying it out loud. Our replacement options would probably be Thanagarian Mace, or it would be Antiope, but let's go Thanagarian Mace so we can go all in on Harley's ability. We're rocking Devil's Knight because we want to get the board swarmed early, and Devil's Knight can help us kind of kill things that much more quickly. Clayface can snowball with inmates, and we have a good amount of inmates in the deck. Zaz, just a 4/2, is aggressively statted. Wildcat can buff. And then we're running probably more silvers than you'd maybe want to with this deck. But Hippolyta, Steel, Jailbreak, and Black Manta. Black Manta's face reach. Steel, I think, is just a good body. You could potentially cut Steel to go even lower to the ground, but I think on the Steel turns, or the silver turns, Steel being able to protect some of your established board can be solid. Jailbreak thins your deck, plays cards out, it's good. Hippolyta buffs everybody. It's a pretty straightforward game plan. This deck tends to either, you know, hit or completely whiff. But that's just kind of how aggro decks are at the moment, but also specifically budget ones. So let's go get some games and see what we can do. All right, we've got ourselves a matchup against Lex and Hal. So they could be going for like the Green Lantern God start. Let's start with Zaz. Technically, I can go like... I can almost empty my hand next turn with Jimmy, Mr. Freeze, Steve. Can also get Wonder Woman activated if we need to clear something. I think our priority for killing... Oh, Ambush Bug is good for them. Our priority for killing is probably Hal, and then we'll get to Lex later.
May the gods grant us their favor.
We should be able to get Amygdala active next turn. And we should also be able to start drawing from Harley's ability next turn. Although on their double bronze, if they have like Chaselon into the lanterns, they could start popping off. But Lex is usually a slightly slower leader as well, but they could be using it to draw more lanterns. There's a lot of different ways you can go with these leaders. Deimos into nothing. Okay. Let's exhaust this guy. Let's just go ahead and replace Jimmy. And we'll give a shield to Amygdala. I'm going to use Harley to clear this just so my board stays alive. And now we have Hal turned off with a potential ability to kill him next turn. That's going to be tough to play out, but we'll see. Right now our board is very full. But they might give us something that we need to trade stuff into. We also have Wonder Woman back on next turn. I like when these are kind of alternating as 2-charge leaders. And they're just going to retreat because we started kicking their face in. But let's get one more because that game was obviously very quick. All right. We've got another matchup, this time against Mono Might, Wonder Woman, Superman. That's pretty strong. I do like this opener, though. Especially if we go first. We do not go first, but that's still okay. We can go like Zaz into Steve Super Strength Mace or something. We are probably still going to try and burn down Wonder Woman first. If they play Super Strength on Crypto, like, I think we just kind of let it happen. We really would have liked to go first in this matchup, but obviously you can't select that. Okay.
May the gods grant us their favor.
That's not too bad. It's going to eat up the shield off of that. Although we are going very slow to start this game. Amygdala is a very good draw, though. Let's hit that.
May the gods grant us their favor.
This Harley's all revved up.
Let's try and kind of balance the damage we're putting on our own face. Next turn, we can go Hippolyta Super Strength Mace. I don't think that'll be enough to get rid of Wonder Woman, but also we can activate Wonder Woman again. Lobo. Alright, so we might need to use Amygdala to trade into that, actually. How do I want to handle this? I could technically get Steve strong enough to survive the trade into this. I could also turn off one of their leaders next turn, but that means no Hippolyta. But that might be okay. I don't know if there's like a great way to get past Lobo without relying on Amygdala. And we're definitely going to lose something valuable next turn. That much is assured.
May the gods grant us their favor.
I might be able to make this trade. Let's take it and see what happens. Alright, we do get it. So we get to keep Steve alive. Let's just take that damage on the face, and then They probably pop both of these this turn. Which means we're going to lose Steve, and they're going to put Crypto into Amygdala. I probably could have put the buffs better, but I wanted to hedge just in case Amygdala didn't hit Lobo. Like, if he missed, I was going to have to use the mace on Steve to make the trade. Lois into Superboy is pretty solid for them. And then they double activate.
I'll never stop fighting.
May
Probably
the
go
gods
face if I
grant
had to
us
guess
their
there. Now, the unfortunate thing is I don't think we have a great way of answering Superboy right now.
This Harley's all revved up.
That also means if I do this plus Mace, I cannot answer Lois, which could be a massive problem next turn, but I think we have to do it. And then just in case, we will freeze Superman so that if they do play a Shield Recruit, they can activate him next turn. We're in a very bad spot, though. Steve could be good. I think if we went first this game, it would have been a different story. But you also can't go first every game, so you have to have some answers ready. I assume they trade Crypto into Hippolyta. And we did guess right that they would be charging Superman this turn. Got a lot. Oh my god. Truth and Justice on the gold turn. That's game right there. We can't come back from that. We needed to have a leader dead like last turn to have a hope with this deck. They just got too much value out of their shields and going second. Or going first, I mean. We'll see what we draw, but I'm pretty sure this is just over. Yeah, that's it. Let's get one more game in. Alright, we've got ourselves another match here against Wario Chalmers. That's a great play on the Miami Heat point guard. He was Mario Chalmers. Keeping Jailbreak is kind of tempting. It's a really juicy card. I'm going to do it. Oh, especially going Jailbreak into Devil's Knight. Or honestly, even just Superman Robot into Wildcat Devil's Knight could be really good, especially if we top deck one of our free cards. Like Superman, if I go first, hypothetically, we do go first. If I could go like Superman Robot into like Kite Man Wildcat Devil's Knight, that would be very strong. We're going to focus down Joker first, because the pings are very bad for us. And hopefully we top deck another bronze after that or something, so Jailbreak can be extra good. They're going Ivy's Flytrap. We'll probably leave it up for a turn. Steal is not what we wanted to see. We'll probably go double leader to take down the Flytrap next turn. Or something like that. But going double silver when we only have 6 silvers in our deck is very bad. And Traumatize is very good for them.
branching out.
Unless we get steel out. Steel's an option. Not a great one, but if I get a bronze recruit, maybe. We do not. Still not terrible, though. No, I'm gonna go for the jailbreak. Okay.
May the gods grant us their favor.
This Harley's all revved up.
I kind of think we need to get rid of the vines at least. Although what I can do is go mace into Devil's Knight. Just to really make them have to hit their fire powers here. Alright, it's like they can just eat like 5 or 7 if they want, and then hope that Amygdala hits the rest. Opposing Clayface is scary. For sure. Into Black Mask. We might have to actually trade into those. That's how strong that is. Ooh, I love that. I think we unfortunately have to make these trades. Although Harley is now active, which is really good for us. Crypto is a great top deck here. And we'll see what they have. Hopefully Clayface can just one-shot Joker next turn. Although it's not looking likely with that coming down.
Time to start branching out.
Oh, they whiffed. Oh, that's real good. I do not top deck an inmate, though. Which means Joker's probably going to live another turn.
This Harley's all revved up.
Let's get the shield on Clayface, see if we can't just keep him alive. And we're going to get a retreat. All right. So obviously, as you can see, when you go first, good things can happen. Let's go ahead and take a look at what cards we could add to the deck over time. All right, so first of all, obviously, if you really want to pump up the power level, you can go for a Tyranny, Anarchy, Inmates deck, and maybe we'll still play one of those, but I feel like you've seen that on the channel quite a bit, so we don't really need to go deeper into that. In terms of some other more aggressive early game options, if you want to go for a YOLO and you pull Clark Kent, he can be really, really good. I think he's a little bit slow for an aggro deck, but I would not fault you if you want to try and take a dice roll on that. 10th metal is really more for ramp. You're not going to be rocking that much in your aggressive decks. Really, I don't think you need much else from Might besides Truth and Justice. If you have Truth and Justice, you can run 2 copies of that. There's an argument to not ever running golds in your aggressive deck, but especially if you're not running like the full Inmates Tyranny version where Black Max can ramp you up, Truth and Justice is definitely going to be something you're going to want to do. And honestly, over time, you'll probably want to move away from like purely Inmates early game into kind of similar to what we saw from the Superman deck and playing some more shieldy tempo, just big bodies. And then Truth and Justice gets even better. And then for the Anarchy side of things, cards that you can explore looking into, you're still going to want to keep your curve pretty low. So a lot of these decks probably don't cut it. Harley Quinn could be potentially an option if you wanted like a kind of more combo-y type finisher type thing. But yeah, honestly, this isn't the kind of deck that I think you really improve as it is. I think this is just like a straightforward, easy strategy. And over time, I think as you collect more cards, you'd want to actually move away from this deck and either build full Inmates or just kind of build into a quote-unquote better deck. I don't think this is the kind of deck that's going to scale with your collection. It's just a decent option if you have nothing at the start and just kind of have your games be over quick, win fast, lose fast, whatever it is, you find out pretty quickly. So yeah, that's going to be it for now, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. We'll probably do at least 1 or 2 more budget videos before calling it a wrap on our budget series. So hopefully you guys are enjoying. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.